Ontario hospitals have among the best organ transplantation programs in the world, and yet there are many fewer procedures being done than could be done. Gelinas, the NDP MPP for Nickel Belt and that party's health critic, would like to change that, and she has some ideas on how that could happen. She joins us now from Sudbury, Ontario for more. Good to see you again, France. Comment allez-vous?
Very good, very good. Nice to see you also.
Happy that you could make some time for us. How many people are waiting for an organ transplant in this province right now?
Well, because of the pandemic, we didn't add anybody to the wait list. So the wait list is about at 1,650 people. But now that procedures have started again, the wait list grows each and every day. Before the pandemic, the wait list was at about 3,600. So every day, more people are being added to the list.
Do you have any idea what percentage of them will actually get the transplant they need and what percentage will die waiting?
Unfortunately, the stats are not really good. About every day and a half, somebody on the wait list will die because no organs were available to save them. And depending on the type of organs that you need, heart and lungs are harder to come by than kidneys or cataract, etc. So depending on what you need, the chances of survival vary. But every day, there are 90% of the people of Ontario say that they want to be an organ donor. Every day, we have missed opportunity to save lives.
90% say they are prepared to be organ donors, but what percentage of people actually register to enable that to happen?
36% of Ontarians are registered as organ donors. It varies a bit by area, and it varies a whole lot by age group. But at the end of the day, 90% say, like if you do a survey, 90% of the people will tell you that they want to be an organ donor. They understand how important this is, yet only 36% take the time to go through the registration process. And this is what we're trying to change.
Okay, well, fill in the blanks there if you would. What would you like to see change in the way things proceed?
So you were absolutely right. Ontario has one of the best organ transplant programs in Canada. We have people from other provinces who come to Ontario for their organ transplant because we are top notch, from community hospital who have support to talk to the family of a dying person, to the transportations with Orange Ambulance to bring it to, most of the transplants are done in Southern Ontario, Toronto, Hamilton, London, etc., to the actual transplant, to the post-transplant care. We are top notch. Where we fall flat is the number of people who actually signs. So what we are proposing is to change this to a assumed consent, so that the day that you turn 18, we will assume that you want to be an organ donor unless you specifically say that you do not. When I first introduced that bill, that was back in 2013, I got a ton of pushback. People didn't agree with that. But I took the time to listen to them. I took the time to meet with them. I took the time to make changes to the bill so that they would feel comfortable that their right, their wishes was going to be respected. So I made it really, really, really simple to opt out. You tell a friend, you send an email, you send a text, you can tell your family, you can tell your doctor. There's like many, many ways to opt out that are really easy. Plus, at the time of death, the next of kin gets to confirm that they wanted their organs to be harvested for organ donation. So now, when I introduced the bill about 3 weeks ago now, there was zero pushback. The people that used to push back say, I'm happy you've made the changes. and we are good to go. It's very rare that we will put a piece of legislation forward and that everybody's happy with it or is able to tolerate it. But we finally reached that point with organ donations, that we have the right language in the bill to protect those who don't want to be organ donors, but to make it easier for everybody else to be an organ donor so that we don't every day and a half lose somebody else on the wait list for organ donation.
Now, if we went to presumed consent, okay, you were saying that about 36% of people right now sign up and are prepared to donate organs after their death. What number do you think you could reach in terms of people being prepared to donate organs if you went to assumed consent?
I think we're going to go to even above 90%. Nova Scotia just did it. So I must say that I looked at their bill really closely to make sure that I had the provision that they have in their bill would be in the Ontario bill also. And they um, it, it it has changed their organ donations program dramatically. If you look at other areas of the world, Israel or other countries that have assumed consent, um, they don't have a very uh, they don't have very many people waiting on the wait list anymore, and they often have more organs than they can use.
Now, in the past, it's always been the case that religious groups have pushed back on this, saying that they have been, just uncomfortable with the idea. Have you got them on side with this new bill?
I finally I do. There's many different reasons why people would not want to be an organ donors. I took the time to listen to those different groups. I took the time to work with them to say what language would make you comfortable, that your wishes will be respected. And I worked together with them and with a bunch of lawyers at Queen's Park who were very helpful also to find the right language to make sure that they felt respected. They felt that the bill recognized who they were and what their values were, and that they were going to be respected. And I finally, that's the first time that I was able to introduce the bill, and everybody was happy. There was no pushback. What they had wanted to see in the bill was in the bill, and for everybody waiting for an organ, they were also very happy. The system of organ donation used to be Trillium, Gift of Life, is a very well-oiled machine that has thousands and thousands of volunteers throughout our province who support organ donation. They were also very pleased.
Well, it's one thing to get a bill introduced in the legislature. I don't have to tell you, it's another thing to get it passed. How likely do you think you are to get passage of this bill before the House rises and we're off to an election campaign?
Well, I would say, had you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said, looks pretty good. I mean, I took the time to talk to some of my colleagues across the aisle on the government side, as well as the Green and the Liberals that are at Queen's Park. I would say everybody's pretty well on board. But now everything's changed. We're not going to be sitting again until April 28th, Thursday, April 28th, when the budget will be tabled. I don't go back to Queen's Park until the 28th of April. So the chances have gone down.
But that's not to say that if you win re-election, you couldn't come back in the next legislature and reintroduce essentially the same bill, right?
Absolutely. I don't give up easy.
I understand. Now, just finally, you have called this bill the Peter Cormos Memorial Act, named after the former MPP from Welland. Why did you name it after him?
Because he's the one who started this. He's the one who first introduced a bill that had presumed consent. He did that many, many times, I think 5 or 6 years. And on the anniversary of his death in 2013, I reintroduced basically the same bill that he had introduced before. I think this is Peter Cormos helped me tremendously when I was first elected as an MPP. He took me under his wing. He showed me the ropes at Queen's Park. How do you move things forward? How do you get things done? What tools are available for MPP to do their work? He was very, very generous with his help, and I miss him, and it's a way for me to honor him.
That's a nice tribute to him. France, thank you for coming on to TVO tonight and explaining what it is you're up to. And I guess we'll see you out on the hustings before long. Take care.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is made possible through generous philanthropic contributions from viewers like you. Thank you for supporting TVO's journalism.